What is going on, guys? DBG here, and in this video we are going to be talking about the best free cards in NBA 2K21 MyTEAM. So we have to judge free cards a little bit differently because each of them takes a different amount of time to get, and we've basically got cards that you can either get right now in MyTEAM or cards that I think might come back. I have a weird feeling that we might see some possibility of getting Beal, Quickley, Millsap, and Keldon Johnson. I have a weird feeling we might see them again. I don't know why, I just have a weird feeling. But anyway, there are free cards this season, so I'm going to put them in this tier, or in this list. So, yeah, they are obviously a little bit of an exception to the rule. Well, the rule that I normally put in with these. Because I have a weird feeling they're going to come back. And like things like Julius Randle, we know he's going to end up on boards again. And yeah, the rest of these cards are guys that you can get for free right now. And I'm going to be judging them by S tier cards, get at all costs, should try get if you have time, use if needed, or worthless. Worthless cards are guys that have no use whatsoever. Use if needed means there might be certain situations where they're needed. I'm not even going to just say just for good XP. That like they might be decent some weeks in limited. They help you out in certain ways and they can be kind of useful. If you have time is like cards either that take quite a little bit of time to get but are decent. Should try get, I would say I would advise you to go for them. Get at all costs means, trust me, go and get these cards. And S tier cards are the best of the best. Because there are certain cards that they might take a long time to get, but they're the best. So, well, they're some of the best cards in the game. Just like, for example, Danny Ferry. Like, it's hard because it's pure luck whether or not you get Danny Ferry or you see Danny Ferry. So I can't really say, look, get him at all costs. Because you could be playing 2,000 games and it's purely luck-based. But there needs to be a tier for them because I can't put him in the should try get category behind, for example, I don't know, like an Andre Miller. So there has to be that S tier card category. But these are going to be judged, again, based on whether I think you guys should pick them up more so than their pure ability. There are going to be some cards in get at all costs that are worse than cards that are in if you have time. The reason for that is, again, because this is all time dependent. A really good card that takes 30 minutes to get is going to be in a higher tier than a slightly better card that takes 25 hours to get. Okay, so the explanation is now done. And here are the cards we have. So before we get on to it, if you guys are new to the channel, subscribe. We're trying to hit 250,000 subs by the end of the month. Right now we are like 1.35k away. And it's going to be very, very close. And again, we've got 6 days left of doing it. It's going to be really, really close. So anyway, yeah, now let's get on to it. Mel Daniels. I would have put Mel Daniels in S tier or get at all costs, but we got so many good cards yesterday. I'm going to put him in should try get because I don't think he's that much better than Eddie Curry, who's 14k. I think Mel Daniels is really good. Like, Mel Daniels is still in my team. Like, he's my backup power forward. Like, he's still in my squad. He got in over LaMelo, but there are just a lot of... I don't think he's quite in the S tier cards anymore. Because, again, there are a lot of, like, significantly better centers. And he does take quite a while to grind for. Like, you're playing 15 hours to get him. And then you're playing another, like, 2 hours to evo him up. So that's, like... It's like 17, 18 hours for Mel Daniels. So it's not like he's bad by any means. It just takes quite a long time to get him. I think he's definitely above the if you have time. Because I still think you should go and try get him. Because I really like him. I rate him really, really highly. But, especially if you're on current gen... Nah, I'm not going to get at all costs because how long it takes. It's either S tier card or should try get. And for now, I'm going to put him in should try get. Jimmy Butler. He's not awful. He is. You just have to evo him. You just have to evo him. He's not good by any means. He's not awful. Like, he's one of our underrated cards. Like, the LeBron card last season was awful. Jimmy's not awful. Like, gold range, Curry slide. Good defense, good defensive animations. He's good. He's not like great, but he's good. Iverson. I mean, at this stage, worthless. Like, he really is. At this stage in the game, Allen Iverson is absolutely worthless. I wish I could put him in higher tier, but he's worthless. Andre Miller. I mean, you can get Andre Miller in less than an hour. Andre Miller's going to get at all costs. He's so underrated. Like, it is scary how underrated he is. His release is cash. It's like Rubio on very quick. He can curry. He's got a 90 driving dunk. He's got a handle. Like, he's unbelievable on defense. He's got a good wingspan. He's one of the more underrated cards in the game. I'm telling you, he is, like, people are so just, like, not hyped on this card. And I get it. I get the reasons for why people, like, aren't hyped on him. It's because we get so many better players on Friday. But I'm telling you, Andre Miller is a fantastic player. And he's definitely someone that you should get at all costs. He's not quite in that S tier card. And he's not as good as a Mel Daniels, but I mean, it takes an hour and a half to get Mel Daniels or Andre Miller max, and you get a whole bunch of extra XP. It's like 15 hours for Mel Daniels. Artis Gilmore, you are a garbage man. You are an absolute garbage man. I'm sorry I said you were average ever before. If you guys watched my stream on Friday, you guys know I was playing triple threat offline, and I lost 5 straight games because Artis Gilmore is a garbage man, trying to get points for his XP agendas. He is a absolute garbage man. Beal. I mean, Beal was like play 12 limited games. If it's something like that again, I was going to say if you have time. It's hard again to rank Bradley Beal. He seems alright. But again, I don't know if he'll come back or not. I'm just making a prediction. If you had time that weekend, you should have got him. Yeah, that makes a little bit of sense. Brandon Roy. If you have time. He's alright. Like, he's a decent card. Like, we need new Spotlight Sims, and I have a weird feeling they're coming next week. If they're not there next week, we're not seeing them until next season. But I think we could see another Brandon Roy. Sorry, I think we've seen our Spotlight Sims next week, but Brandon Roy's decent. If there is another better Spotlight Sim, then obviously throw him into the I don't know, if you have time still again getting these cards. This is good. Great release. Good handle. Nothing really wrong with the card. He's good. Bruce Bowen, get at all costs. Should try get. Depends on what gen you're on though. If you're on current gen, he's in should try get. He's again of how just quick it takes. But he's get at all costs if you're next gen. I'm gonna put him in. Should try get, even though he's closer to my team than Andre Miller is. Good shooter, good handles, curry slide, hot blinders, great defender, decent length. Come on, it's an hour and a half. Let's put him and get it all costs. Buse are worthless. Danny Ferry, S tier card. Danny Ferry is the best in the game, in my opinion. Current gen, he's not. Current gen, he's just another Kevin Durant. He's very similar to... He's like a better release Kevin Durant. That's probably the best way to describe him. Both of these guys move very, very similarly. They're both 6'10". He is basically Kevin Durant, the two-guard Kevin Durant with a better release. So for me, Danny Ferry's S tier. But if you want to put Danny Ferry... Like, if Danny Ferry's not S tier, he goes down to here, like. Because I can't even say should try get him because it's pure luck. DeBusschere. 2 hours to DeBusschere at this stage if you have time. You got to put range on him, which costs actually not even a lot of MT anymore. But he's got a good release. He's got really good defense. DeBusschere's actually... Yeah, there's no real use for DeBusschere anymore. But he's alright. Boogie. Pre-Eddie Curry, I would have put Boogie in the get at all costs or should try get. Because again, he's like a quite short grind. And I do personally believe that he is a really, really solid center. There's not that many like 10 to 15k centers better than him. But with Eddie Curry, with Matt Bonner, with Precious Achiuwa, and I get Precious Achiuwa is only 6'8". Still, he's fine to play at the 5. Well, he's fine to play at the 4. And he's still not that much worse than Boogie at the 5. I'm going to put Boogie in the if you have time category. One of definitely the better Spotlight Sims. One of the ones that's held up a little bit best, but he's an if you have time. Dom Buse. I think Dom Buse is really good. And Dom Buse is very similar level to Andre Miller. I like his animations. I like his ball handling. I like his shooting. He dunks on everybody. He's a really, really good point guard. He is still really, really good. Like, I could still use Buse and have a lot of success with him. He's like a slightly worse version of Donald. But at the end of the day, I can't put him again at all costs because there are... No, one, Andre Miller is better than him and he's easier to get. And two, I know Winslow's like 10k MT and like 20k. You can either have him or you can have Justice Winslow. I think I'd rather have Justice Winslow. Bledsoe, he sucks. Use if needed. I'm not gonna quite put. Actually, no, he's worthless. He's absolutely worthless. I know you get him on the way to getting JR, but man, he's worthless. Fat Lever. If you have time, Fat Lever is better. I'm gonna put Fat Lever in if you have time because it takes 1,200 games to get, and like fair enough, you already have Peja. It's 250 games. Like, you're still spending like the best part of 18 hours grinding the game to get Fat Lever. Like, it's still such a long time. Like 1,000 games of triple threat is like 70 hours. Like, it is kind of crazy. Like, I'm probably never... I thought I was going to get Fat Lever because I thought I was going to be grinding to get Danny Ferry. I thought I was going to be grinding to get him. Like, I was grinding to get Terry, where I played like 900 games between all my consoles. I wish I played the 900 games with Terry on the one console. Because if I did that, I would be a lot closer to... I basically would have Peja already. We didn't play in between a bunch of consoles. But sure, look, you live and you learn. But Fat Lever, he's good. Is Fat Lever better, much better than Andre Miller? I'm going to say no. I think he might be a tiny bit better, but I think you can argue Andre Miller better. He's better, so yeah. Frank Ntilikina. I mean, this is like a vault reward. This is pure luck. Like, if you guys don't know, I have not opened the mystery market this season. I have not seen the glitch market. I don't believe it's a real thing. I have played 300 games between everything. I have not seen the glitch market. But he's good enough that I'm going to say, and I'm going to have to put him in if you have time. It's like, he's not an S tier card. I can't advise anyone to like go out of their way to get a card that you don't know if you'll ever see. So if you have time for him. Quickly. One word. 9 letters. Overrated. He's alright. People love him. I didn't like him at all. Like, a lot of people swear by this card. I don't like him. I don't know what it is. I've used him a few times. His release is decent. Like, for me, he didn't feel that much better than Iverson. He felt a little better. Not that much better than Iverson. Isaiah Thomas at this stage, worthless. Jaren Jackson Jr. I don't know. Because he's not hard to get. Like, he's one of these tiers. I'm going to put him in S tier cards because he's incredible. C'est incroyable. Like, he is absolutely incredible. Like, Jaren Jackson Jr., one of the best big men in this game right now. Him versus Eddie Curry. I mean, I think I would take Eddie Curry, but most people would take Jaren Jackson Jr., and that is perfectly acceptable because they are very, very similar level cards. So, one of the best big men in the game, one of the best shooting big men in the game, great shot blocker, decent length. I mean, Jaren Jackson Jr., he's not that far off a D-Rob, so S tier. Okay, Culver, worthless. Getting worthless. He is the troll card. If you open the glitch market and you see Culver, I'm telling you, you are going to be very, very annoyed. You're going to be very, very annoyed because he is beyond worthless. He is beyond worthless. He's so bad. He's so bad. Sloan, he'll come back in the vault reward soon. If you have time. If you have time. Because he's elite on next gen. He will be my 2 guard next gen. 6'5", hot blinders, great dunk, great curry, good dribble style. Good release and base 70. Again, he's not a perfect card by any means. But on next gen, he really is one of those top cards. The problem is that it's like, do I want to put him in S tier cards? No. I can't really advise when he does come back. And it's not even an if. Like, it's an if with Bradley Beal and Millsap. It's an if with them. But when Jerry Sloan comes back, I still don't think I'll say, oh, do whatever you can to get Jerry Sloan, because pure luck. Okay, then we got Joe Dumars. Use if needed. He's no better than Quickley. He was good for his time, though. He really was good for his time. I like him, and he's not good on current gen, though. He's good on next gen. John Wall, if you have time. I like him. Like, John Wall is still, to this day, my backup point guard. Like, it's been 2 months. It's been nearly 2 months. It's the first week of March. It's been nearly 2 months, and I still use John Wall as my backup point guard. I still really like the card. I still have a lot of success with the card. But I mean, look, I can't tell you guys you should go out and get John Wall, because he's not an S tier card anymore. And it's like a 50-40 hour grind. Just not worth it. J.R. Smith. I'm going to just have to say S tier card. Like, again, obviously S tier free card and S tier card are a little bit different. We're making our actual list. He probably makes A tier. But I mean, is he the worst of the season ending rewards? I mean, for their time, yeah. But like, the only way you can make a season reward the best card in the game is if you freaking gave. If you gave J.R. Smith 99 every single stat and 75 Hall of Fame badges, I still don't think he's that much better than the card we have right now. They nerfed his behind the back for absolutely no reason. But he still got a great release and half blinders. I wish the release was on very quick, but sure, look, it is what it is. He is one of those guys that if he came into my team, he would be my starting point guard. So I can't say that. I can't put him in lower. I can't put him in, like, if you have time, I should try to get. He's elite. He's elite. Dr. J, worthless. Julius Randle, he's probably going to show up on boards again. Should try get, because I think he does come up quite often on boards, and he has a pretty decent card. So I'm going to put him in should try get. I'm not going to get it at all costs, because I think there are very similar level cards to him for like 15k, but he is pretty decent. This Kawhi Leonard. Oh, lads, this Kawhi Leonard is... I'm going to put him in use if needed, because he can play a bit of defense. I think he sucks, though. Can't even hold range. I don't like him at all. I think he's got Ray Allen speed, jump around normal as well. Keldon Johnson. He wasn't good either. He came out quickly. Like, Keldon Johnson was not good at all. And the only thing I remember from using Keldon Johnson, I only used him like once or twice. I just remember using Keldon Johnson and Immanuel Quickley in a triple threat game while watching Randy Orton versus The Fiend at WrestleMania. That's the only time I ever remember even using the card. Kelly Oubre. I don't like him. He's not worthless. And he's very, very easy to get. Like, you don't really need to put in much of an effort to get him, but I mean, still, he's in the use if needed category. He's the only, like, we got 3 really good mystery cards, and I don't rate Kelly Oubre at all. Kyrie, worthless. Latrell, use if needed. Latrell's alright. He's alright. That's the only way I can describe him. Latrell is okay. Michael Red. If you have time. He's good. He is very, very good. Like, he's either, if he's not in the S tier card, I can't recommend saying should try to get him, because man, 90%, 95% of people are not good enough at the game to get him. Simply put, to get the card, you need to go 10-2, followed by 11-1, followed by 12-0. There are not even 5% of the player base that are capable of doing that. And for that reason, I'm chucking him in if you have time. Like, most people are just simply not capable of doing that. And that's perfectly fine, because 2K's system is meant so that most people won't ever be able to get the rewards. We calculate it into 12-0 rewards. The odds of an average player, a 50% win rate player, the odds of them going 12-0 was like something like 1 in every 3,000 runs or something. It was something mental like that. So you had like a 1 in 3,000 chance every individual run. So that's like, those players on average will take couple of years to go 12-0. And while yes, some of you guys can win 12-0 and believe that that everyone should be able to go 12-0, like, just listen to yourselves. You're saying everyone should be able to win 12 games of a video game in a row. And if you're playing against other guys that are sweats, then it's going to be very, very difficult. Again, I think... I honestly don't even think since my win streak ended, since the like 250 something game win streak ended, I don't think that I've won 12 games straight since then. And it's getting even more difficult to do this legitimately. Ever since it's been very tough to do it legitimately since since the skill-based matchmaking was brought in. So Micro Red is so difficult to get. There's a reason why you almost never see Micro Reds. I've played against a million Cedric Maxwells. I've played against so few Micro Reds. And that's even in like triple threat. I've seen one Micro Red playing against. He's so rare because it's all now nearly impossible to get him. So if you have time or if you're good enough, for 99% of you guys, just don't even bother. Miles Turner, if you have time. Like, I can't, like, these guys are all, I gotta put these all together because it's just pure luck. It's literally just pure luck. So I can't recommend you going for these cards because, again, it is pure luck. Nate Robinson, worthless. Ewing, worthless. Millsap, I would have said at the time, Millsap was get at all costs. So I'm going to put him here. When he came, obviously you can't pick him up now. He might be seen again. But when he came out, he was unbelievable. 12 wins in a weekend. That's doable. Very, very doable. So, look, I don't think he's quite as good as, you know what, Millsap. Get an S tier card. You're incredible. Robert Parish, worthless. I'm going to go should try get for Ron Harper. I prefer Miller to Harper, but if you're on current gen, I think I would take Harper over Miller. The difference is that Ron Harper, again, there's no guarantee to get him. But at the same time, I've got 2 spare Ron Harpers. I've seen Ron Harper come up on boards 4 times. He's very, very common. He is very, very common. So I would advise you guys to play some triple threat to try to get Ron Harper when eventually the boards go back to normal tomorrow and they're no longer juiced. But again, Ron Harper, pretty decent card, so let's put him into should try get. Sean Elliott, get at all costs. Sean Elliott is unbelievably good. He's got an unbelievable release, range extender. His defense is good. He's a 6'8" 2 guard. And he's easy to get. If you know what you're doing, you can get this guy in an hour of playing of XP grinding. He is the best of all the XP cards up to J.R. Smith, and he is the diamond. Sean Elliott, absolutely, absolutely incredible, incredible card. Sidney Wicks. I mean, range of Sidney Wicks is pretty good. I'm going to still say he'd be in the should try get category because he's still more than usable. He's still more than usable. He's only like 2 hours to grind. You got to put range on him. But I think he's better than like a Dave DeBusschere, and I do like this card. Novak. I'm putting Novak in use if needed because I actually like him. I think his base 10 and very quick is alright. I think his handle's pretty good. Drill move's good. He's got good length at the small forward position. He's got goal clamps. Like, I'm going to put him in use if needed. Taco. S tier card, but I mean, I've refused to believe. Not only do I refuse to believe he exists, I refuse to believe the glitch market is a thing because I haven't seen it yet this season. So, yeah, Taco Fall. I still can't believe the way to get into the glitch market is just luck. But yeah, Taco Fall is going to be out there post-ducking people. He's going to be dunking on people. He's basically just like slightly better Simvular. He's nowhere near as good now that they nerfed the post-hooks though. Before they nerfed the post-hooks, Taco will be incredible. But I'm going to put Taco in kind of like the end of S tier cards. But again, he's not that much better than Simvular. Wendell Carter Jr. I'm going to say should try get because rubies are like the most common tier for limited. And in my opinion, maybe not on current gen, but for me, he's the best ruby center in the game. It's between him and Mo Bamba. On next gen, it's not even close to Wendell Carter Jr., but on current gen, maybe it's Bamba. But Carter Jr. is really good. He's got clamps, he's got quick first step, he's got a good release, he's got a decent 3-ball, great shot blocker. He's a really, really good card. So I'm going to put him a should try guy. Wes Unseld. I mean, at this stage, it's if you have time. Like, he's not that much better than LaMelo Ball Diamond. And he takes about 16, 20 hours to get. So, as great as Wes Unseld is no longer in the S tier cards, I'm telling you. Millsap for me is way above Unseld. But he is still pretty good. Will Barton. Will Barton's good as well. Will Barton as an Amethyst card, he's one of the best Amethyst 2 guards in the game. He's really good as an Amethyst. So Will Barton, you are coming in here as a should try to get card. Again, Will Barton and Sean Elliott are the best 2 on the road to J.R. Smith. Ilgauskas is worthless. So yeah, this is pretty much it, lads. This is our free tier list. We have a lot less in the top tiers because a lot this season, the Spotlight Sims are really, really outdated now because it's been nearly 2 months. Whereas last season, I mean, the Spotlight Sims were a lot like more up-to-date cards. And as well as that, if you guys don't remember, we had... Well, not if you guys don't remember. If you guys can see here, most of the cards in the If You Have Time are just pure luck based, or cards that just take a ridiculous amount of grinds. Because the amount of really easy cards we've gotten that are quick grinds, like Bowen, Miller, Jackson Jr., Sean Elliott, these are those guys. And then even like a Millsap who's not even that bad a grind. It's kind of pushed down the likes of, say, a Meldine, which just take forever to get. So anyway, yeah, that is pretty much it. That's the video. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.